Ladies and gentlemen, I want to read you a couple of articles. Number one, the Financial Times. Donald Trump says he is target of a criminal probe into 2020. Politico, Trump says he's received a target letter from special counsel Jack Smith's January investigators. So he's probably going to get indicted twice more. And this is very interesting. So the January and the 2020 issues are the following. In addition to the classified data and the hush money payments, they did not indict Trump immediately, meaning they waited until 2024 or the lead up to 2024. What does that tell you about the authoritarians who go after their direct political rivals? They set him up and framed him with a Steele dossier that was purchased by Clinton. Okay, so if you're a morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrat, and this is blasphemy, heresy to you, everything is apolitical, and things just happen to fall in place for your political side all the time. Ask if Trump or Giuliani or anyone around Trump could purchase a dossier accusing Hillary Clinton or Biden of things they didn't do, and then get the Federal Bureau of Investigation and other intelligence agencies to use the dossier to begin these broad sweeping investigations. They would never happen. Just put yourself in Trump's shoes or have the tables turned for a second. This is how you know Trump's adversaries are the actual authoritarians. Trump didn't have servers siphoning classified data. As a Secretary of State, not only illegal and criminal, but it's impossible from a cyber perspective to transfer classified top secret and special access program intelligence from the Pentagon or DOD or whatever onto secret servers that President Obama didn't know of. Allegedly. Of course he knew. Okay? The Honorable James Comey couldn't find intent. With Trump, they went after him, indicted him for boxes where he declassified the material. They're the ones who have to prove he didn't declassify. As president, there's never been a precedent where a president had to prove that they didn't declassify. Then you have Bill Clinton and you have Bush with 22 million missing White House emails. And the National Archives didn't care. And the Presidential Records Act doesn't even have an enforcement mechanism. So they're going after Trump. The classified data issue is not going to, it's not going to even lead to a conviction, but let's say it does. All of these will be overturned by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court overturns convictions all the time. The Virginia governor just recently by, guess who? Jack Smith. Hit subscribe, by the way, to this channel, because this is why you watch this channel. I'm going to be doing more segments now. A lot of good things happening for me, thank God. And so, anyway, hit subscribe to read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, other publications. Go to hagoodman.com. Become a member. To my new Patreons, thank you. And the super thanks is below. They want to go after him to knock him out of 24. It doesn't matter if they indict him 50 times, just like it wouldn't have mattered if they indicted Hillary Clinton 50 times. You still would have gotten every single Democrat voting for her. So in that respect, it really doesn't matter. But when you understand also that they covered up, they went to bat, they actually helped Clinton. The DOJ was working to help Clinton. Democrats work to help other Democrats. Republicans do not. That's why you have Republican senators in Arizona and Georgia. Not Trump's fault. When the National Review and others, Washington Examiner, I like those publications, when they blame Trump and they don't realize that you had Paul Ryan and you had Republicans investigating in the Senate, Richard Burr, a Republican president, based on complete nonsense. Even if you think that the Kremlin hacked the DNC to inform the country that Bernie Sanders was cheated by the Democratic Party, you still don't want a 4-year investigation of a Republican president by Republicans. Democrats would never do that. They've never done that, and they never will do that because it's a political machine. So that's why you have Republican senators in red states, Democratic senators in red states. But They're going after him. The reason they didn't indict him quickly is because there wasn't a crime. They searched for a crime. They desperately wanted to find something. That's why the Supreme Court will overturn these convictions if they happen to be convictions. In New York, there will be. And so in New York, there will be a conviction, but he wasn't even from the federal government never even stated, the FEC never even fined Trump, but they fined Clinton and the DNC. And then they had to be creative and get misdemeanors in New York and elevate them to a felony because of a federal crime that didn't even happen. I mean, my question to the morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrats is, respectfully, do you think this is apolitical? Do you think that do you think that the DOJ under Biden is indicting Trump because of the rule of law? I mean, how delusional can you be? Do you think that just like it took 7 years after a failed Mueller probe and like 7 years to find out that, oh yes, Trump incited criminal activity in January, even though, according to the Honorable Christopher Wray himself, he couldn't confirm or deny whether there were federal agents there. Neither could the spokesperson for the Bureau with Ted Cruz. What does that tell you? If they said, well, no, there were no government officials there on the ground, that's a different story. When they say we can't confirm or deny, the answer is a positive yes, there likely were government officials on the ground that day. And then you have Trump in 2020. He had every right to go through the courts and through his attorneys. That's exactly what Democrats did. Democrats had a public service announcement commercial with celebrities begging people after the results show that Clinton lost to Trump in 2016, begging those in charge not to usher in a Trump presidency. You remember that? And so Democrats start all of this, then it doesn't work out for them, and now it's like you have Hunter with serious criminal violations. That's also the thing. Like, if you're a morally superior Democrat, do you not even care? I know you don't, but do you not even care that there are bribery schemes? Where are the bribery schemes with Trump? So you have a hush money payment. You have, I guess they're going to get him on a speech, and they're going to get him on trying to pressure people in Georgia. But he didn't do anything illegal. Okay? Democrats pressure people all the time, but they do so through media or overtly in government. There was a person who blew the whistle on Biden, and he's indicted too. And the morally superior among us, the wonderful writers and reporters and journalists at the New York Times, Washington Post, MSNBC, CNN, Vanity Fair, Esquire, Rolling Stone, New Yorker, New York Magazine, Atlantic, all these Mother Jones, The Nation, Daily Beast. How much of a public relations machine can you get? They don't like RFK Jr., they don't like Tulsi Gabbard, they don't like Donald Trump, they don't like anyone, they don't like Joe Rogan, they don't like anyone who falls outside of a very manufactured mainstream viewpoint on things. This is the consensus on many topics is a coerced, fabricated consensus that does not fall in line with the majority of what Americans think. We know this because 98 to 99% of media is firmly in the most apoplectic manner against Trump, and Trump gets almost half the electorate every single time he runs. Yes, you're not going to get the popular vote. No Republican will get the popular vote. You have almost all of media against you 24/7. How on earth are you going to get the popular vote with Jimmy Kimmel every single night devoting his soul to the Democratic Party and late night, and Stephen Colbert? And then you have late night comedians and Saturday Night Live. You're not going to get the popular vote. You know, it's like interesting, like these never Trumpers, they think that, oh, well, if you just have a good Republican, there'll never be a good Republican again for media. It'll always be worse than Trump. Anyway, hit subscribe to this channel. They're going to indict him because they are the authoritarians. Give me your thoughts. Thank you.